Creatures! Basically any large or small living thing that can move independently is referred to be a creature, whether it is something that exists in the real world or something that was made up by the human mind. So even humans are creatures. However, for most people I assume a creature is something more fantastical, creepy or strange, which can evoke a sense of wonder or curiosity. If we look at modern pop culture like movies, shows and games, creatures are everywhere. In movies and shows like Star Wars, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Aliens, Stranger Things, Monsters Inc., Pokemon, etc. Or in video games like Skyrim, Final Fantasy, Elden Ring, Monster Hunter, you name it. So the demand for creating creatures and monsters as a digital artist will probably not go down anytime soon. Hi everyone, my name is Zach Reinhardt for cgboost.com and I've been creating quirky creatures with blenders for many years now, and in this course I want to teach you how to create your very own creatures in Blender from scratch. What I really like about creating creatures are the almost endless creative possibilities you have. You can come up with your very own unique designs and you don't just have to create something that exists in the real world. In this course we will take a concept drawing and turn it into a fully animatable 3D creature. We will cover sculpting, texturing, rigging, animation, rendering, compositing and much more. In the end you will have a fun short looping animation of your creature which you can share with the world. This course is made for intermediate Blender users. This means you should know your way around Blender already. If you're completely new, I would recommend to watch our free Blender beginners course or our Blender Launchpad course first. Also, the fundamental knowledge of sculpting in Blender is necessary since we will heavily rely on the sculpt mode in order to create our creature. So if you have zero knowledge here, I would highly recommend to check out our Master 3D Sculpting in Blender course first before jumping into this one. In addition, I highly recommend using a graphics tablet for this course. A graphics tablet allows us to use a pen with pressure sensitivity, which gives us much more fine control when painting and sculpting the creature. And when we exclude humans or realistic animals when thinking about creatures, we also don't need a perfect understanding of anatomy. However, a basic understanding can be really helpful to create convincing creatures. This course is not an anatomy course, however, later in the course I will show you where to find anatomy reference material. This course is split into two parts. Part 1 is about creating the creature and part 2 is about presenting the creature. In part 1 we focus on sculpting and texturing the creature. We try to keep this workflow very organic and fun, so we will use a finished concept drawing as foundation and then sculpt the main shapes using simple 3D objects, and then step by step refine them during the process until the major body shape of the creature is done. Then we jump into detailing the body by making heavy use of detailed textures for the sculpting brushes. We also added some bonus lessons where you will learn how to create custom brush textures for your special needs. In the end we have a high resolution sculpture ready to be textured. For this we will learn some workflows to retopologize the creature to get a clean mesh, which we then prepare for texture painting by UV unwrapping it and bake some useful texture maps. After that it is all about painting in the color and adding details using the shader nodes. We will also create some nice looking eyes from scratch. In the end we have a highly detailed and colored creature, but it can't move, and it wouldn't be a creature if it can't move. So let's make it move. And this is what the second part is all about. Here we will breathe life into the creature and create a short animation. First we will bake all the complex shader nodes created in part 1 into handy texture maps that are easier to work with and which also help us to avoid any texture stretching artifacts when rigging the creature. For the rig we don't want to create a custom rig from scratch, since this can differ quite a lot from creature to creature, so instead we are using the very versatile add-on Rigify, which is shipped with Blender by default. This add-on allows us to use different building blocks and put together a custom rig very quickly and generate all controller bones with a click of a button. Then we only need to bind the mesh of the creature to the new rig, and with a bit of tweaking the creature is fully movable. But having a creature floating in the air is a bit too boring. So we will create a simple environment next and set up the lighting, rendering and compositing to end up with a polished still render. But we are not stopping there. In the final chapter we go through the full process of animating the camera, environment and of course the creature to create a short, fun, loopable animation. Throughout this course you only really need Blender and a couple of free add-ons which I will show you how to download or how to enable them when the time has come. With one exception though. In one section I show an optional step of auto-retopologizing the creature using the paid Quad Remesher add-on, which is totally insane by the way. However, if you only want to use free tools, there's a 30-day free trial of this add-on which is fully functional, which you can use for this course, and a bit later in the course I will show you a workflow on how to manually retopologize a creature, which we will use in the end anyway. As in all our courses, each video includes English captions, and on request you can download the whole course and watch it on the go. We also provide the project files for each lesson, so you can basically pick up from anywhere in the course, and if you have any questions you can post them in the discussion section under each lesson or in our CG Boost community. Our team is here to help you. Although we provide the concept drawing for the creature which we will create in the course, I highly encourage you to create your very own creature concept. Either sketch something, use something you find online, ask for permission of course, or if you're up for it, use any of these AI tools to generate some creature concepts. The more the design aligns with something you are passionate about, the more fun you will have when taking this course. I spent many months creating this course and I had a ton of fun bringing this creature to life. And now follow me on this exciting quest to forge your own creatures in Blender. What you waiting for? Come on!